I'll listen.
No, please go ahead. Go first. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I also wanted a little bit of help and
Yeah.
guidance.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I did the new schema way, and I feel very clear on it.
Great.
But just I think my personality, I start finding like, well, the reason that I need to, that in order to be able to face this, I find 20 different schemas, and then all of a sudden I see different problems that I need to be
Yes.
facing, and then I get stuck. And then I'm
Yeah.
like,
You
I
get
don't
overwhelmed because of all the schemas. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I wanted to to get your coaching on
Okay.
what and how to go about this.
Okay. Perfect.
So
So just to start off, first of all, thank you for sharing that. And because I think a lot of people can relate to that, because we can get stuck or get in the habit of like, it's not toxic positivity, or this is what it's spiritual bypassing. If you guys know what spiritual bypassing is, it's like, there's something's going on. I need to find the schema here. Spiritual bypassing. This is like, spending 4 hours at yoga, always meditating, always doing schema work, always doing the curriculum, because you know that there's something going on in your life, and then you use your tools that you have to get past it. But then you just go and fall into like the balloon hole. And then you're just finding schema after schema after schema, instead of just finding the one and then moving. And then like, okay, now we find the negatives, the limiting schema. Now we find the unlimited one, and then let's move forward. We can fall into it and think, well, I'm just finding another schema. I'm just finding another schema. And it's, does that make sense, guys? And we just and then we just feel crappy because we're never actually working on it. We're just always working on it. And it gets us nowhere. Yeah. And then you just feel like crap, because then you're like, I bought this program so that I can help myself, but I find that all I'm doing is help myself. And then I'm not helping myself out of it. And then it can just make you feel crap, because then you can feel shame and guilt and embarrassed and just all the things. Okay. This happens. It's so normal. Nothing's gone wrong. I just want you guys to be able to catch it when that happens, because it can just put you in, it's like spending your whole day praying. Like, we got to listen, we got to pray. We got to give it to God and say, God, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. I'm sad. I'm so like listen to your, and then say, I'm giving it to you. Guide me here, give it to me, let the Holy Spirit come to me, and then, and I'll hear his guidance, and then we'll go. Right. And then you get back to work, you get to life, but it's surrendering and giving it off and putting it there. And then, okay, now I'm back to life, because we can't just sit there and you can't pray all day. It's not healthy. God doesn't want you to do that. You're not living life. Okay. Does that make sense, Nalleli?
Yes, that makes complete sense.
Yeah. It's normal.
And so that's why I wanted to speak to you, because there's some times that I feel like it's just my excuses, and it might be parts of me that are trying to protect, where totally. I'm stuck. And even though it's so clear, and my schema is something that I can be like, yes, that's so true. These are thoughts that are not true, and I agree with it, but I haven't been able to move forward. So then that means there's resistance.
Yes.
And
that means that you're just looking back, Ceci, sorry, I was looking at Ceci's thing, where you're not leading and moving forward now. Cause we want to look back and say, what part of me is doing this? Oh, okay. Come on, let's go. And then we go. So you're just looking back, and then you're just staying there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think so.
Fair. Yeah. Which is totally fair, but I'm going to show you how to get out of it. So if you don't mind, again, it's so normal, Nalleli. I did this for the past 3 years. Like, all I would do, I unintentionally always had my clients, you guys included, right? Like the first couple months of Bloom, I was always like schema. And then I was like, wait, I'm not getting people out. We're just looking back. Like we can't just look back all the time. Cause now you're like, oh, it's that part of me. Oh, it's that part of me. It's that part of me. It's that part of me. She's there. And it's like, but if we're always just looking for parts, we're not leading them either. We're just like, they're here with me. And now we just associate only with our past. We're not moving out of it. Okay. We're not delivering ourselves. We're not freeing ourselves from it, because it's like, we've already moved out of the past. Right. I heard a pastor say this the other day, and I was like, this is literally how I used to think, and how I think about you guys. You know, God had like Moses and the people in Egypt for 40 years. Like they were in, like they wanted to get to the promised land, and they were like, how do we get out? How do we get out? And they were just like in there for years and years and years and years. And finally they were, after 40 years, finally they were delivered into the promised land. They were in Israel, right? But so many of them, because they were like, oh my God, Egypt, the past, they were like, they got delivered. They left Egypt and they were in the promised land, but they were still, their mind hadn't left Egypt. I want your guys' mind to leave Egypt, because it's one thing to be delivered from the past, but we need to be free from the past. Freedom is when Egypt is out of your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
That makes complete sense.
It's 2023. That was our part that did it back then, or what, we don't even have to have a date. It's just like some past part of me that happened to me. Yep. Let's move now. We're not associating with that part of the time. Oh, it's my needy part. It's my needy. How are we growing out of it? Right.
Yeah.
So, but I say this with so much love and compassion and empathy and all the love and attunement to you, Nalleli. I did this forever. So I can relate to you so much. That's why I know how to get you out. So tell me about it. So tell me about, if you could, however much you want to share about the schema, where are you getting stuck?
So, with my first goal, I've been doing really well. I didn't share wins, but I've been staying on track. I've been working with another girl from Bloom, Anissa. So she put me, so I've been doing that. But the goal the goal that I'm getting stuck on is I'm trying to create an online academy, right?
Yeah.
And it's super easy. I see you know how you say, like, look for somebody who's an example. I'm like, I know you could tell, like, you just do and you record like crazy.
Yeah.
I cannot get myself to record. I know this shit like the back of my hand. So in person, I can go and do it.
Yep.
But I can get myself to do the process, and I've laid out the process. I've done the process.
Yeah, you know exactly how to do it, what it is you're going to record, everything.
Yes, and
and what's the part of you that's stopping you? What's the belief?
The belief is, or this is my schema. This is what I like. So I want to create an online academy, but the moment that I think of taking actions towards this, I feel insecure and overwhelmed. If I take action, I'm worried that I'm going to spend money, time, and hope with no result / profit, like nothing tangible. I want to do this. I want this to happen. No, I don't want this to happen, because that means that I will be looked at as a joke. I will feel like a failure and continue to be broke.
Okay. So it's best that I do what? What are your parts having me do instead?
So it's best that I don't create the online academy.
Yeah. Okay. Makes so much sense. So fair. And it's perfect schema. Got it. You're probably a pro at making schemas, huh? Like you could do the visa. Okay. Awesome. So you know it. You know what the part of you you probably even know the part. Yeah. What part of
I know the part. I know the need, and I can sit here, like, I'll read it in the morning. I'm like, that's so true. You know what I mean? Regardless of the failure, like, I'm going to learn. So there's no such thing as failure. Like, if I just do this, I'm going to learn to create content. I'm going to learn to use cameras, which are all these little fears that I have. Like, shit, I got to set up lights. I got to set up camera.
Yeah.
But I am learning little by little.
Yeah.
So it's still going to be worth it. And when I say that to myself in the mornings, I'm convinced. And I'm like, yes, but I haven't done it, Annabelle.
Okay. So tell me about the need that you have. What's the part of you that created the schema? What's the experience she had? And what did she need at that moment?
So the part that I think it's my teenage self after I already have a son, and I was just moving. That's how I coped, is that I was working 2 jobs, going to college full time, a mom, because I felt like I had to physically and mentally be occupied and be moving to say, like, I'm trying to make it, even though it would take me nowhere, because I wasn't doing, like, and that's where, once again, it reminds me of this, is that I wasn't moving strategically and doing, like, putting my energy into key actions. I
What
was
were
just
you doing? You were
como
in
loca,
survival mode.
like,
You were just
yes,
surviving. Yeah.
just like, you know, and so that part is what, like, triggers, is like, shit, I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to
Okay.
go back to being overwhelmed
Yeah.
and moving like chicken without my head, because this is
Yep.
a path I've never taken. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm in
Makes so
experiment
much
mode,
sense.
you know?
So it sounds like what you're saying that when you were younger and a teenage mom, you didn't know that at that time, you didn't know how to survive as a young mom. And so you were like, I just got to do what I need to do to survive. Right. And it was just like
Yeah.
this, that, like,
Yeah.
let's just grab on and do whatever. And no plan, just do whatever works.
Yeah.
And it worked. Right. So you learned hustle mode, hustle, just do,
Hustle.
and this works. Yeah. What, and it helped you. Look at, you've been alive for 20 years with your kid. Like, you've been great. How old is your son?
He's just turned 16.
I mean, 16 years, this
Mhm.
hustling works for 16 years. Like, it works. Yeah. All right. When you look at that part, what's the fear and what's the need? What are the five, I know the SPB, I know the part, I know the experience. What's the fear and the need? The fear is what?
So I think that the fear is chaos, like, not only like physical, but mental chaos. To
Okay.
go back to that Nayeli who literally was on survival mode mentally.
Yep.
I was never present. So chaos is the fear. And the need is to feel safe and to feel
Yep.
calm, like to
Yep.
enjoy life,
Yep.
savor it, be
Yep.
present.
Okay. It's like, I knew you were going to say all those things because I was you, because I've done that my entire life. So as a single mom, so notice that what you needed back then as a single mom, right? Like, if you would have had safety, consistency, stability, calmness, reassurance, just knowing that everything was going to be good, and you had a plan, and everything was just good, right? You wouldn't have had to go into survival mode and do all those things. So if you would have had safety and calmness,
Mm-hmm.
and if you notice now, that's what you're seeking. This is what you want. That's why you want to start this business, right? Because what's the business why an online academy? What's this going to do for you? What's the reason to do it?
That's the future. First of all, all my competitors today, they're doing online or doing in person. They're older people. The next generation, they're going to want things on their phone. And I have this opportunity.
Yeah. So it's the future, and people need this. So you're going to be serving and helping a lot of people. How is this going to benefit you?
Passive
and the people. Passive income.
Passive income.
And how is passive income going to help you?
So one of the first, when I was doing like the questions of what you want, I put freedom. And when I say freedom of like having to work so hard to make the amount of money that I want, because I want a big amount of money. I don't want to settle for, I just want to be comfortable. Like, fuck that. I genuinely want to have a lot of money so I can do a lot, So
it'll give you time freedom, money freedom,
time and money.
Yeah. And it's money that'll just be happening on its own, right? You won't even have to really do it. Once you do it, it'll just be coming in. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. So, and how will that change your life?
I will be able to buy the home that I want, with property, mi ranchito para tener mis gallinitas, not just what I can afford. Like right now, what would have to be
extra.
Yes.
You want more than enough. Abundance.
Yes.
So a big, beautiful home, not just like an apartment where you have neighbors, someone sitting on top of you. It's like land, freedom, space, chickens, organic eggs, everything, right? Like just, love it.
And be able to afford, experiences with my son. I mean, we were always broke. We've been broke for 16 years, right? I would like this next phase of our life that, I didn't give him those experiences as a child, but I would have loved to, even as a young adult, like, let's go travel, and I can afford that.
Yep. So you can make all kinds of great memories and experiences with him that you didn't have.
Yeah.
How will you feel when you have big home, the ranchito or ranchote?
Right.
um, but going on vacation, going to Europe twice a year, going wherever, wherever you want to go. How will you feel when you'll be able to provide that for you and your son?
Um, it's almost then about, it's like surreal. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it feels surreal to me, like out of reach. I know where you're trying to get to, but
Yeah.
when I think of those questions, that's where that little part in
The
that
doubt.
voice
Yep.
is
Yep.
comes in like shit, like
Yeah.
you're just dreaming too big and it's not gonna happen. And
Right.
then that's
And
where
that's
I
that
go,
right there. That's the part that's keeping you from doing it. Just so you know,
"Mm,
right. And this is why this is important to get the goal clarity. And so when I'm getting you clear on your goal, right, on why you
yeah,
want it, and it's like, how will you feel when you get it? It's too much. I can't get it. It's not gonna happen. Well, why would I don't deserve that? Like, it's like all this stuff comes up, right? But
yeah,
let's just for a second, let's just play. How
okay,
will you feel when you have a big old beautiful home like that, all that acre, 2 acres, I don't care how many acres, the vacations, passive income, stuff is just happening on its own. How are you going to feel?
that to me would be successful. That to me would be the definition of successful, proud of myself,
Mm-hmm. So you feel pride.
pride.
How else will you feel every day? When you wake up in the morning, how will you feel?
The word that's coming is like worthy. Like I am worthy of this life. Like I am
Yeah.
worthy to God. I am worthy of having a life.
Yeah.
You know,
Beautiful. Will you feel happy?
I will have a, yeah, happy,
Will you feel
peaceful,
calm?
calm, peaceful. Yeah.
All the things you want, right? Will you feel
Yeah.
free?
Free.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it'll literally it'll meet the need that you want,
Yeah.
this plan, right? This strategy.
Yeah.
So clear that that's what you want. Yeah. So, and you have your limiting schema. Okay. You know what that is.
Hmm.
And I see that, what you're looking for is passive income, and you're looking for freedom, and you're looking for calmness, which is exactly the thing that you didn't get when you were a single mom. Okay.
Yeah.
So when it's time to do the actual, like, let's say you set aside time
Hmm.
to do the video, to record the video, let's just say, yeah. What happens internally in your mind, or like in your physically emotions? Like, what do you start feeling?
Anxious. So
Okay.
I literally get jittery. I can't stay still. I get anxious. And so I cope with um one or two. Either I shut down and
Okay.
I take it as like, you know what, I'm just tired. I need to take a nap. Or I find
Okay.
other busy work that needs to be done, that bullshit. I mean, it doesn't need to be done. I set this time aside to do this.
Okay.
So, mhm.
Okay, perfect. So last week, or the last week we were on, we talked about CTFAR. So let me just hold on. CTFAR. So we already know the result you want, right? It's passive income. It's the program. That's how you'll know. How will you know that you reached your goal? The program will be done and money will be coming in, right? That's the
Yeah.
result you want, right?
Mhm.
What are the things that you need to be doing to create the program? What are the actual actions that you need to be doing?
Um, Creating the PowerPoint. That's it, because I have somebody to design it and do the other parts and record it. That's it.
Okay.
I have to create it, make sure that the information, which I have a good 40% of all my content already done.
Okay.
Hmm.
And so it's recording, it's literally just recording the videos.
Yeah.
Okay. Recording videos. Okay.
And this is where I mean that I feel like I go into other schemas, because one of the reasons I don't like to be in front of the camera is because I'm not confident with how I look. Like
Yeah.
my weight is a big issue. And so
Okay.
then I'm like, you know what? I need to work on my first goal, lose weight, and then I'll record this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah. And
you
the
know,
feeling, notice how when we're talking about this, Nalleli, you said that you feel insecure and overwhelmed as soon as you start working on it.
yeah.
Right. And that the feeling of insecurity, what's the story you're telling yourself when you have to think about yourself on video? I think you just basically hit the nail on the head, but what is that you keep on telling yourself?
Well, I don't like to look at the videos, and that people are going to be judging me. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What do you in that moment need to hear from yourself, Nalleli? What would you like? Let's imagine the program's done a year from now. It's
Yeah.
recorded. Let's say the end of the summer, literally all recorded, all done.
Hmm.
All it's literally turned in and money's coming in. Okay.
Yeah.
What would you be telling yourself after it's done and money's coming in? What would you be telling yourself in that moment? Like, you wake up and you're like, I don't even want to go all the way down the road of like the house in the rancho. Like, we know that that's the point, right? That's the end
Yeah.
goal. But like the first goal, the first steps to it is creating the program. So you feel insecure, and in the
Hmm.
insecurity and the overwhelm and the anxiousness, instead of pushing through that insecurity and hitting record and just doing it, you stop, take a nap, or
Yeah.
you said shut down, nap. And what was the other thing?
Or busy work. Go work
Busy
on
work,
some.
right? You find other things to do instead.
Mhm.
You and I both know that all the other work, none of it's going to get it done.
No,
It's
never.
recording it, right?
Yeah.
So what is it that you need to hear in that moment that you're not giving yourself? What are the feelings that you need to be feeling instead of insecure, overwhelmed, and anxious and like
Mm,
fearful? Probably, what are the
yeah.
feelings that you you need to be feeling instead?
Confident.
Yep.
Confident in myself, and how I look. I know I'm working on it. I know that it's not gonna be
Yeah.
like this, but
Yeah.
it is where I am now.
Yeah.
And you know
So you would have to be feeling like, for you to hit record, you'd have to be, you'd want to be feeling at least a little bit confident, right?
confident. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
What else might you be feeling if you're recording and you're just doing it? What other feelings are probably going through somebody who is recording their program? What else are they feeling?
So one of the things I feel is like nervous because it's recorded and because other safety professionals might see this. I doubt
Mhm.
my work. And so then I'm very like, it just takes me longer. If I'm talking and if I'm presenting in front of people, like it's easy. But then when I'm
Mhm.
recording, I got to do it 20 times because
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
and
You
so
know how
then
many
I feel
times
really
it took
insecure.
me, Nalleli, to record Bloom? If
Really.
you
And
guys
I
saw all the
see it.
outtakes and the editing and like the videos that I
Mhm.
recorded, like, oh my God, you guys would be like, it took me months. It took me months to create the program, right?
Yeah.
I would like go into panic every time I would go to record, because I was like, no, it's not going to work. All the things that you said you would go into, it would prevent me from doing it because I believed the thoughts that I would say. I would go into worst case scenario. Okay. It's not going to work. It's going to fail. I'm not going to make any money. I'm going to spend all this time, money, effort, and energy, and I'm not going to have anything. No,
Yeah.
if it's not going to work, then I might as well just not do it at all. Right. But
Exactly.
the great thing that I did that kind of held me accountable, and I knew I had to do this because I knew I was my own worst enemy when it came to this, is I sold Bloom. A lot of the first 13 women that joined Bloom, they joined it sight unseen. I said, this is a program I'm creating.
Mm.
This is what it's going to help you with. I'm giving you guys a 50% discount. If you join now, it'll be done in August. Who wants to join? And they all were like, I want to get in. I've been wanting to work with you forever. And I knew that I had to launch in August. So I had that boundary, that like that not the boundary, the timeline
Let's
set
say,
up. So like I had no way out. These people had already paid me. I got like $25,000. Like I was like, I got paid already. Right. So it made me feel a little bit better that I had money there, but I still had to create it. These women were waiting for a finished product. Right. So, even though I was terrified, I kept on telling myself the money's already there. And you've already, it's not like I have like, it's not going to work. No, it's already been paid. Right. But then too, I was also, what if it doesn't work for them though? What if I created and it still doesn't work? I was like, that I have to take that risk. I've already helped 300 other clients, right? It's worked for them. Now I'm just taking it out of my head and putting it into the program and recording it. It's already helped people before. So it's now it's going to be on a video form. So I was like, and that's what got me past it. So what got me through is I just had to record a basic program, and I knew I was going to give myself a chance to record it. I've changed it. So I've added so many things to the program. I just needed to put something out there, and I was willing to start messy, look dumb, it not work. And I was willing to fix it as many times as I needed to. Okay.
Yeah.
How, hearing that, what comes up for you when I explain it that way?
So once again, like that higher self comes in, and it's like, that's how she learned. That's how you're going to learn. This is just the inevitable process.
Yes.
And so that part makes me excited. Like, okay, let's do it. You know?
Yes. So notice that. Stop right there, Nalleli. Notice that when you love yourself in that moment and you stop and you say, yes, you're scared. It's okay we have to do it messy. Cause these are the 3 reasons. I just finished writing this training on the reason people don't are consistent with their goals. Why they don't hit their goals is because we don't start because we think it needs to be perfect. Yeah. Once we start, because we mess up or we don't have perfect action, we quit. Or we don't get the results fast enough, or the results don't look the way we want, and then we quit. And all 3 of them are, either you don't start, so you delay, so you don't get results if you don't ever freaking start, right? And that's where you're at. Okay. Yeah. So I want you to see that you're failing before you start. You're failing first. Yeah. So failing only happens, Nalleli, when you don't start. Yeah. You can't fail when you've already done it. Did you know that? Once you do it, you're already for failure's gone. Are there going to be times where like it doesn't look perfect or you make mistakes? Mistakes are fine. That mistakes don't mean failure. But you're already failing. Failing only happens when you don't try. But if you keep on trying, there's no failing. Bloom, somebody could tell me, how much money have you made or in Bloom, or like, is it successful? And by some people's account, they may be like, well, it's not very successful. You only had like 50 women in the program. Whatever. I'm like, that's a lot of people. If 50 people joined your program, Nalleli, would you be happy? Yes. Right? Yes. Like how great is that? Right. Yes. And because I'm willing to start messy, look dumb, and just show up and not have it all figured out. And your brain, what your parts keep telling you is that you need to have it all figured out. So it makes you do busy work. And the busy work, you're busy doing the busy work, and you're not doing the work that actually gives you the result you want. You're always in planning mode. You're not in execution. Yeah. Yeah. If you just execute, Nalleli, if you just start doing it and start recording, notice you're gonna feel really great. It's gonna build on itself. You're gonna be like, oh my God, I did that one. Okay, I did that one. Okay, I did this one. And if you just start executing instead of staying in planning mode, at the end, you're gonna have the program completely done. Instead of doing busy work that you think is helping you, it's not. It's all just a distraction. Remember, our parts distract us, right? Yeah. They delay, they distract, they deny, they defend. You're in distraction and you're in delay. Yeah. 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 Tell me what you're thinking when I share that.
No, that's completely, head on. And I think now that you're saying that, then that's the root scheme I need to be working on, is that self-confidence, on feeling beautiful in the moment, feeling beautiful how I am today.
Beautiful enough, Nalleli. Yeah. Like, you are so beautiful. Anybody that sees you is like, you're freaking gorgeous. You're so freaking pretty. I remember like turning on my camera when we had our clinic. I was like, she's so pretty. Like, you're so beautiful. Nobody would ever think that you're not beautiful looking at you, but it's your your own parts telling you that you're not beautiful enough and not skinny enough and not smart enough and not eloquent enough and not saying it perfect enough.
Yeah.
You have to work with what you have right now. And that's enough.
That's true. Yeah.
It's perfect enough because you will have chances to reiterate and change it as many times as you want, Nalleli, now that it's up.
Yeah.
Have you seen how
true.
many times I've added things to Bloom?
Mm-hmm.
That's
why. Yeah.
I don't ever care. And then I tell you guys I'm gonna do something and it takes me weeks. I haven't added it. I'm like, I don't care. I know it's gonna happen. I give myself grace. I'm like, it's okay. What they have is enough. That program is enough. I'm just adding extras. You guys don't need any of this extra stuff that I'm adding. This is all extra stuff. What you have in the program is all you need. But you can change it and make it better. But be willing to start messy, Nalleli.
Yeah.
Because you're not even messy. The information that you're going to put in the program, is it brand new stuff that no one's ever heard before? And it's like this brand new, amazing, like invention you created?
No.
Have you used this information before?
Yes.
Your entire career? Yeah.
Yes.
So you're not inventing this new thing. You're just taking it out of your head and putting it in a video.
Yeah.
So you know it works.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
It works, Nalleli.
Yeah.
You have proof that it works. Yeah. So if you just record it with exactly how you look, it will work. And you're just avoiding, all you're doing is delaying your success, because the success is it works. Yeah. That's all you're doing is delaying it. Like if I told you, Nalleli, if you record the videos, you're going to make $10,000 a month. What would you say?
Yeah, I would start recording.
Yeah, you would. Notice that. But it's the belief that it's not going to work that makes you not record. Yeah. Yeah. The program already works. You already have proof that it works. You've just been delivering it in person. Now I'm just asking you to deliver it once and never deliver it again, Nalleli. I'm asking you to just do it once. Yeah. You're just doing it in June. And when you do it in June, you never have to do it again. Yeah. How about you just do it one last time and that's it? Yeah. Yeah. That's all you need is one last time. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. So what is it that does that make sense, Nalleli? Like literally it's just your one last time. Yeah. One time recording it, messy, do it however you want. I bet you're probably never even going to have to record it again, but like record the starting version of it. And then you get to go back anytime and take a video out and record it again. Like you already seen it and you're like, okay, I will fix that. And you can record it again if you want, but I promise you probably don't even have to do that. Yeah. I've never had to re-record a dang thing in Bloom. I've added extra stuff that when you guys are like, hey, Annabelle, what about this? I was like, oh my God, I'm going to add a parts journal. I'm going to add that. Like I've added so many things to it, just enhancements. What I recorded it's perfect. People had results on the first day when I turn on my camera. I remember, I'll never forget oh my God, I'm forgetting her name. The attorney. What's her name? What's her name, guys? I forgot her name. Oh my God, how could I forget her name?
Was her name like Vanya or something?
Vanya. Yes, Vanya. Yes. Thank you. And she was like, I've already found 20 schemas. And I remember, I'll never forget, if you guys go back to the first video, you guys, when I got off that call, I was bawling. I was so proud of myself. Because even like before that, I was like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And I was talking a little bit, everybody was introducing themselves and she's like, I have a question. And she's like, so I just like purged the whole program and I found like 20 schemas and they've already been helping me. And I was like, my hands, I don't know if my hands were like under the table and I was just like, oh my God, it works. Oh my God, it works. Oh my God, it works. Even though I had already done it with people one-on-one, I had never done it. I had never let go of control. This is what's hurting you, Nalleli. You want to be in control because your parts, you doing hustling and being in control is what helped you before. Yeah. That's what you did for 16 years was hustle, be in control. And I'm asking you, or your higher self is asking you, do it once let go of control, surrender, put it out there and see that you just doing it once is enough. But we're used to control, hustle, that just doing it once and letting it go. I'm like, I can't control it. I can't control it.
Yeah.
Our parts get scared because control is what helped us survive for 16 years.
Yeah.
So now not being in control freaks you out, but not being in control is what's going to give you freedom. You don't want to be in control. You want no control.
Yeah.
But no control is the thing that scares you, because it's being in control is what's helped you before. Surrendering is what's going to give you the most freedom of your life. Doing less is what's going to give you the most freedom of your life, Nalleli.
Yeah.
It's a lie that we have to be in everything. It's a lie. We don't have to work 10 hours a day, do everything for everybody. Do it once and you will be a millionaire. I promise you.
Yeah.
Give yourself the opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, does that make sense? I was terrified. And when I saw her like getting results, I was like, oh my God. I got off that call. I laying on my floor crying. I should have recorded it. Crying like, it works. Oh my God, it is going to help people. And I was like, I've been helping people for almost 4 years. Why wouldn't it help? No, because I was used to always doing everything. And it does feel scary, right? To let go of control, Nalleli, and just like put it out there and hope it's going to work.
Yes. Yes.
Right. That's how I feel about my automated sales system. I'm like, I'm not there to be on that clarity calling and try to convince and talk and soothe and love and then join the program. No, if I make it once, people will do it on their own. But it freaks me out because I'm not in control there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm still freaking doing it. Because every part of my body, my higher self is like, Annabelle, do it. You're going to make so much money. You're going to look back and be like, why did I take so long? That's how I felt about Bloom. I'm like, why did I wait so long? It's okay. It took me a while. I was scared.
Yeah. Completely. Yep.
Does that make sense?
Complete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you need to tell yourself in that moment? Like, you need to replay this again, over and over and over. You've got me coaching you on it now. Now you can go back when you feel scared. Watch this.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
What do you need to tell yourself in that moment when you're feeling insecure, overwhelmed, and anxious?
That I am enough. I think that those words, when you said that,
yes,
that's like right there, in my heart. I'm enough.
What you know is enough, right? Everything that you have in your brain right now, you don't have to learn anything else, Nalleli. Everything you have is enough to put in that program. Everything. It's enough. Put it in there. Do it once. Do it one last time.
Yeah.
Give yourself the opportunity to see that it works.
Yeah.
If it works for me, Nalleli, it works for you. I promise.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
And then it's recognizing that part of you wants to stay in control. That's why doing it means she's already going, you making a video, she goes 0 to 60. She's already like, oh my God, we're not going to be there to control everything. She's already down the line. Our parts work so fast. Remember, they process 40 million bits of information per second. So when you start recording the video, it's already like, we're not going to be there. What if it's like, yeah, we're not going to be there. That's what we want. We don't want to be there. We want to be on the ranch with our babies on vacation.
Yeah.
That's where we want to be. We don't. Yeah. And it's weird. It's a new normal, but I deserve this new normal. It's not even new normal. It's like beautiful, thriving. We don't want to be in surviving anymore.
Yeah.
I see you. I see you that you're scared. We deserve this. What we have is enough. I know it feels scary because we're not in control of it. But if we put everything in the program and we make the video in the program for any like I know you're a great troubleshooter. If you're somebody that's used to being in control, you've already probably thought of all the things that if they're going to need this, they're going to need that. You're already solving for that in your program. You don't need to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
And bring that every time you go to work on the program. What we have right now, it's enough. It's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. I'm gonna practice that.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much, Annabelle. I really
was this helpful?
It gave me clarity to the real issue.
What was the real issue?
Is this enough in my confidence?
Yes.
And so everything else, I think that rests on this. So I'm gonna target this and Yeah.
So here's what I want you to walk away with too, Nalleli, is the RAFT is really, really important. So the result you want is the program completed. Okay. That's the result. So the word R, the letter R, and then put like a dash and then put the result, or R is for results. Okay. So results you want, program completed and recorded, right?
Yeah.
The action that you need to take is record the videos, right? Those are the actions that you need to do. And I'm sure you already have a strategy. Do you have a strategy, like a mapped out, like how many do you need to do every day, or like?
Yes.
Okay, so that's already done, right? Perfect. The feelings that you need to bring when you go to record your videos, what are the feelings that I made you feel right now when we talked about this enoughness? Like, how did you feel? What do you need to be feeling?
I need to feel confident, be willing to do it messy, and know that that's an addition, not a subtraction. Like that'll add to me, you know?
Yes. So willing to show up messy. So willingness. Yeah.
Willingness.
Confident. How about certain? Like confident is like you feel confident about yourself or whatever. And I'm saying the word certain because certainty is such an important certain feeling that's important to bring to work like this, because it's like, when I do this, I know it's going to give me the results I want. I am certain all I have to do is take this action and I'm going to get that result I want. So certainty that's important to bring to making your videos. So when you go to create. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then enough.
Yeah.
Like worthy. And by that, I mean, what you have, you have everything. Like you have so much information. Like it's almost like you have an abundance of knowledge. You have to remind yourself, I have so much, like I have so much information. I have like an overabundance of not, you don't even have enough. You have an overabundance of information. Like there's just so much in there.
Yeah.
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 So confident, willingness to be messy, right?
Yes.
Enough, certain, and abundantly full of information that you have all the details. Like I got it all. I have like so certain, like I have everything I need.
Yes.
I have it all. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So those are the feelings. That's the F. Like the results is the first one. Action is record the videos. The feelings that you need to have, we just said all those feelings. And then the thoughts that you need to be having. What are thoughts? I just gave you like so many right now, but like, what are some thoughts that you need to be telling yourself? Think of in that moment, what is it that you need to be hearing from your higher self, from God? Think of God. Think of me. If I'm there next to you, what did I say today that made you feel confident, that made you feel willing to be messy? What were the things I said?
Some of the things that I'm thinking is that there's people who are doing this messy and they're getting really good results. They're doing it.
Yes.
And all I'm going to do is learning from my messiness. So willing to be messy, even like you said, God, like as a child, like they just go and have fun and they live life without doing, they just do it.
Yes.
Confident.
People do this messy, right? And they get results.
Yes.
Okay. And what else do you need to hear?
And confident because I know what I bring. I know that what I get from people when I do things in person. So I just need to know that if I could do that shit in person, then I could do it in a camera and I can just
write that down right now. Yes. If I could do this in person, if I can deliver this in person, if I could deliver this information in person,
then I can
deliver it on video.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Certain that I know my stuff every time, and I can have those discomforting experiences. I can go back to when I felt like I didn't know, and then I come out, and people who have years in this are like, "Oh, good job!" Like they knew that I knew. So I know.
So
I know
people.
My stuff.
Okay, so I know my stuff. Okay, write that down. I know my stuff. People in the business know, or people in the business tell me that I know my stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Or I get compliments all the time that I know how would you
Yeah.
write that?
Because
People in
I'm in
business.
I'm in a male dominated industry. So people don't think I do until they see me speaking. And the
And
guys
they're
are
like,
like, oh, never
yeah,
mind. You do know.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So people that
So
right there.
men, yes. I'm validated by men who have years in this industry.
Write that down. Do not forget that. I'm constantly validated by men that have
Years in this
years
industry.
in this industry.
Yeah.
Anything else you want?
That's the biggest thing that I hit. And I think everything else is on that enough, feeling that I am enough today. I was enough yesterday. I'm gonna be, I'm just adding to myself, and that's it.
Okay. It's I would offer a couple other things, Nalleli, is it's okay to be scared and do it scared, right?
Yeah.
Nervous, like fear is normal. Anybody that does anything I'm never fearless. I have lots of fear. I do it anyway.
Yeah.
Courage is feeling fear and doing it anyway, right? So it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to want it. I would even go as far as to say that what feels like fear is more excitement, but our body tells us it's fear. It's the excitement of, oh my God, when I do this, I'm going to get the life I want. But we register it because it feels like our hands are clammy and our heart rate. And then we're like, oh my God, I'm scared. Your higher self is like, you're excited that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last one I would say is, when I do this, the result I want is going to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what I want you to look at and remind yourself of in that moment.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's really important too, when you're in that moment and you, because I feel this way. Anytime I'm going to do, I know all my parts, I know my model, I know all this stuff, but you'll still get a little activated. Right. But it's to remember, what is it that part of you, why is she feeling that way? Why is she feeling overwhelmed and scared? And I want you to tell me in your own words, like the explanation that I gave you, and why is it that it feels scary to her now?
Okay. Say that again.
So like when you go to do the program and then you start getting anxious, overwhelmed, and insecure, right?
Yeah.
You start getting scared and you stop and then you want to shut down and go take a nap.
Yeah.
Why? Now in hindsight, now that you understand, why is it that she tells you to go do that instead? What's scaring her about it?
Because I didn't feel confident and enough that I knew my material. I didn't feel confident that it doesn't have to be perfect, that you're right. Like I want to have control, and everything I've been doing, it's like I nitpick and, oh no, I can't do it because I don't have this. And so it doesn't have to be perfect. And that it's going to build on itself. It will build on itself. If it's not great today, in a week, I'm going to learn much more.
Yes.
And also what I'm hearing is that it is valuable. I know what I bring is valuable.
Exactly.
People need it.
Yes, people need
demand
this.
it.
Write that down. That's like probably the most important part. People need this, and it's going to change their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may not be like, they're not going to be, it's not like it's going to make them lose 100 pounds. It's not one of the, but it's still going to, it makes their life easier and better, the way that they're going to interact with this program. Right.
Exactly.
And people need this, and it's going to help them. The other thing, what I was hoping to try to get out of you, Nalleli, is that what I want you to remember is that the reason your part gets anxious is because why? Yeah, because she doesn't think all these things. But the reason is because she looks at this like, you're creating a program that's just going to sit there and we're not going to have any control of it. And it's self-protective behavior has always been hustle, survive, no plan, just do whatever we need to do to do things. You're telling it, we're going to do this structured system. We're going to do it once and it's just going to live there and it's going to take care of us. And it's like, Your part's like, how is this going to work? No, the only way things work is when we do crazy all the time and we don't have a plan and we just do whatever. It does. It wants that, but you're asking it to do something planned and strategic and like, like great and like done. And it's not used to that. It's used to chaos.
Yes.
So that's why you're telling it, let's do something calm. And you're like, what? Calm? No, only chaos works. No. We're done with chaos. Stop it. This is not, we don't do chaos anymore. This is 2023, Nalleli. We do calm, strategic, planned, calm strategy. Once autopilot gets me the life that I want. Yeah. That got us up to here and it worked up until now. It doesn't work anymore. If I do things out of chaos and craziness, I'm going to keep on getting chaos and craziness. Yes. Does that make sense? Yes. So that's 100%. The biggest, if you walk away with nothing else, this is what I need you to remember. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to go back and rewrite everything you just said, because literally. Okay, perfect. Remember it, write it down, take a picture, freaking tattoo it on your arm, all of it, right? Yeah. Because that's why you're asking her to do something that is completely different and she doesn't like it. And she doesn't trust it. Of course she doesn't trust it. She's never done it. But we need to lead ourselves and do the great, calm, normal, planned thing, not the chaos. Chaos got you up into 2023. We don't want any more freaking chaos. Stop it. We're not doing chaos. We're doing the normal planned thing, healthy thing. Yes. This is what leaders and successful people do. They plan it, they do it, they leave it. And that's why they have freedom and peace and extra money, because they don't have to work and trade time for money. They do it once and it's, yeah. Yes. You deserve it. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I do. Okay. So do you see why this is very important for you? That last part is very, very important. Very important. This is why you have the schemas, guys. You guys need to see that, like, the thing that your parts are trying to tell you to do is the normal, bad, self-protective behavior that doesn't work. Leaders they don't work in defense. They're not about protection. Leaders are about offense. They're about strategy. They're like, this is what I'm going to do. This is the plan. This is what we're going to do. We don't care about whoever's coming. Who cares? They don't focus on protection. Parts focus on protection. What do we need to do? And they run around and they're just reactive. No, we're proactive. That's what leaders do. You are a leader. Yep. Yeah? Yep. This is a new Nalleli. Okay. Yes, it is. And my company name is actually Proactive Safety. So like everything you're saying. Look at this. This is, yes. Yes. So yes. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you for asking. I hope this helped you, Nalleli. Like, watch this every single time you feel stuck. I will. I would even, this is what I would do if I was you. I would watch the coaching call. As soon as you come on, I would record it on and have it on my phone so I could keep on going back to this and hear me coach you every single time. Yeah. And watch it every time. Okay. I will. And then soon enough, it'll be your voice that you end up coaching yourself. Yes. Okay. Definitely. All right. Definitely. Thank you. Good work. You're so welcome. All right. Was this helpful for other people, for you guys? Let me see. I'm just going to go back and look real quick. Someone said yes. Desiree said, Nalleli, you're so beautiful. Your voice is amazing. Sylvia said, you are so beautiful, Nalleli. Your voice, your makeup, your look, you're a vibe. Look at that. Michelle said, yes, Nalleli, you're so beautiful. I always think, wow, she's so pretty. Sylvia said, me too. Jenny said, Nalleli, you're so beautiful. Your hair, your makeup, you're stronger than you think. And you're an amazing mom, just for even worrying if you're a good mom. Ceci said, yes, Nalleli, you are one hot mama. Your confidence in your work is 100%. Desiree said, it works. Jenny said, I love you, Annabelle, my gangster ass coach. Probably you said that when I was crying, huh? Like, listen, you guys, Jenny said, we're going to be exchanging chicken and chivos, Nalleli, out in the ranch. I want a freaking ranch, I swear. Myra shared something. Did Myra share something? Did I not see? Oh, okay. Let me read that right now too. So the reason I shared that with you, Nalleli, because I want you to see that, like, I recorded it. I did it. It was hard. And then even after it was done, it was like, it wasn't until someone like said that it helped her and she did it. And I was like, oh my God, it worked. Like it was so, it made me emotional now. It's so moving. It's so exciting. It was so like, it was like a big relief, but it was like just everything. It was, and I know you're going to feel that way too. I'm sure no one talks about that stuff, but like when you see like, oh my gosh, it actually worked. It's just proof. And sometimes we need to see the proof. And when we have the proof, it's just like, it's like God just giving you a big freaking hug, the universe helping you, loving you, you know? I'll always share my stuff with you guys because I know what it's like to be where you're at, Nalleli. I'm doing that with my automated system and it freaks me out. And I'm like, I push through. I'm like, come on, baby girl. I know you don't like it's too easy. It's not gonna work. Like, no, it's gonna work. It feels like we're robbing the lot, like we're robbing the bank, right? It's like, who am I to deserve to work less and create it once and get paid over and over? Like this 2023, me, that's who gets it. Because I invested in myself and I'm doing this work and that's why I deserve to have it. Because I am this, it's not even that you just, because you invested in yourself, guys, it's that you are royalty. You are a freaking queen. We are from God. God made us. We are in his image. We are just like him. If he can create the world, do you think we can't record some videos? You think we can't lose 20 pounds? You think we can't live on our own and have a cute house? Like, oh my, that's nothing. God created the heavens and the stars and the plants and animals and we are just like him. We are creators just like him. So a couple videos, drop in the bucket. Nothing. We are just like him. So of course you can do it. And I know it feels scary because you've never done it before, but God's looking at you like, oh my God, if she could only see 6 months down the line what her life's going to look like this, you know, and you're going to look back and be like, it's okay. It's, you just got to pull our parts. We got to love them and love them and love them and give them all the things that they need to hear. And it's not even that. It's not like all the things that you said about yourself, Nalleli, it wasn't like, you didn't say anything profound. I don't even think I said anything profound. I'm like, what you have is enough. And it's like, oh my gosh, it is enough. And then everything else, you're like, I know this. I know, like logically you knew all this stuff, but subconsciously your parts didn't believe that it could be easy. They're used to chaos. No more chaos. It can be calm and comfortable and passive and easy, right?
Yeah.
Always. It's just, this is the new normal. Get used to it, baby. Get used to calm and easy and passive. Get used to doing it once and never get autopilot. Autopilot money. Like it's possible. It's possible. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Okay. Let me just read this last thing that Myra said. Annabelle, I wanted to hop on this call to share something important with you. Recently, I've been immersing myself in the past 2 Bloom podcasts and watched the past 2 coaching calls. This experience has led me to a profound realization about self-awareness. It's astonishing how I've managed to uncover a schema without even needing to write it down. Beautiful. Instead, I've been questioning each feeling and aspect of myself, which has shed light on why I've been struggling to advance in my personal business and career goals. It has also revealed why it's difficult for me to be away from my children, despite having support. Moreover, I've come to recognize that God has placed certain individuals in my life to reconnect me with him. Beautiful. My God, yes, we're bringing so many people to God. I love it. This work always gets you closer to God. If you ain't Christian, you're going to be saved after you're done with Bloom. Okay. I've come to recognize that God has placed certain individuals in my life to reconnect me with him and listen to his teachings. I firmly believe that his word is spoken through all of you and Bloom. Yep, it is. I wanted to express all of this. Thank you. That literally made my day. Like, it made my day. Thank you, Myra. I'm so happy. I was just talking to somebody about this today and said, people don't know this, but like all I'm doing is God's work. Like everything I do is like, I'm just trying to be like Jesus and love and serve and give and help and bring you. When you guys, trauma is sin. So when we've been sinned against, we change. You are born perfect, believing you are worthy and you're the most amazing person and deserving of everything. But things happen to you and it changes you when you are sinned against, when you are neglected, when you are abused mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually, when you are around dysfunction, when you are around parents that aren't loving, when they neglect you, when they shame you, when they judge you, when people hurt you, you are being sinned against. And when you are sinned against, it changes who you are. It makes you forget and disconnect from your truth. And so we have to acknowledge, and everybody gets to this point where you lose touch with the truth, which is I am perfect, I am worthy, and I'm beautiful, and I deserve everything great in life. And the world is safe, and other people, I love everybody and everybody loves me. But because you're sinned against, now you fear other people, and then you have shame about yourself. And when we stop and take a moment to say, I change and I'm different now because people sinned against me, I am going to forgive everybody that sinned against me. My mom, when she didn't do this, my dad, when he did this, my parents, when they didn't do this, when my sisters, my boyfriends, my job, when I did this. When you forgive everybody, you guys, and this is the thing, this is something I'm creating and adding to the program, is when I forgive everybody of the things that they did to me, you are delivered from Egypt. You remove yourself, you stop identifying with the thing that they said about you, that the thing that was left because of that sin. When you forgive everybody for what happened, when you forgive yourself for what you did, for the mistakes you made, for the things you didn't do or you did do, or what people did to you, and you say, they did that, because when people sin against you guys, they sin because, or they do these things because they are hurt themselves. People only hurt people. So the only reason you got hurt is because somebody sinned against you. And the only reason they sinned against you is because somebody sinned against them. And when you forgive them, this person, and say, this happened because someone hurt them, and they didn't do it intentionally. I don't care if it feels like they did, if you got cheated on. The only reason a person cheats on you is because they don't think that they're enough, and they don't think one person is enough, and they need to go get more. And when you say, this guy cheated on me, because it's so sad, people who cheat don't think anything's enough, and they don't think they're enough, so they have to go get more from somewhere else. And when you release them and say, it hurt me, I was betrayed, but I forgive him or her because they only happened because they were sinned against, you are delivered and you are free from the thoughts that came, and the beliefs that came, and the behaviors that came from that sin against you. And take some time this week and make a list of all the people that sinned against you. The kids at school, the car accidents you were in, the injuries, even the injuries you had, your parents, siblings, friends, boyfriends, relationships, jobs, anything that happened that hurt you. And then even injuries, car accidents, things that when you were hurt, like physically. And then things that you did that you felt like mistakes that you made. Ask God for repentance. I repent for it. I made a mistake. I cheated. I lied. I didn't pay my bills. Like I did these things. God, forgive me. And God, I forgive the people that did these things to you. And notice how you will feel. That's all this work is. It's always recognizing, oh, I feel this way because of that thing that happened to me. And that thing that happened to me is because my mom did this, or my mom wasn't there. And I forgive my mom. But when you really, truly forgive somebody, you won't bring it up again. But the fact that your parts keep on going back is because you haven't really forgiven them in your heart and in your mind. Because remember, you get delivered from the past, but you are only free from the past when the past is out of your mind. And we stop associating with it. And you have to stop associating with it. Because if it's like, oh, it's because my boyfriend, that's why I want you guys, like, we look back, what was it that created? Oh, okay, now what are we doing now? We're not dwelling in it. And I guarantee you, if you take an hour to write all the things that people have done to you, and you ask and pray for forgiveness, and you forgive all of them individually, one by one, and you repent for the things that you did wrong, you will be freed, and you will never bring it up again. True forgiveness is when you think about it again, you'll be like, oh, they just did it because they were messed up. You won't even bring it up again. And you'll notice you guys will stop going to your parts all the time and stop, oh, it's a schema. You'll be more like, okay, so that happened. That's what it left me with, but what am I going to do now? How am I going to react? How am I going how am I going to handle this situation now? No, I'm not a loser. That they said that because they're stupid. I was in third grade. Like they didn't know, they were dumb little kids. And the only reason they said that is because their dad did it to them. Right? God will show you, ask God, pray and say, God, tell me what, show me why this person hurt me. He'll show it to you. It may happen in a day or two or in a week, in a dream, but like, he'll show you why they hurt you. And you will be like, oh my gosh. And when you understand why they did it, and it's always because they were hurt themselves. That's the only reason people sin against another person. And you will be freed. You're not going to be delivered from the past. You will be free of it because it will be out of your mind and your body. You will stop associating with it. And you'll never need to look up another schema ever. It'll just be like, this is who I am. I deserve everything I want. None of that matters. I'm free. Not just delivered, free. Yeah. All right. I had to get my preach on for a second. So, really quickly, Jeanette, the cheating thing, we attract who we are. And men who cheat, people who cheat are people who don't think what they have is enough, and they go look for something else that they think this other thing is going to be enough. So recognize that for men that you've been with, cheated, you've been attracting people that aren't enough, and it's because there's a part of you that doesn't feel like enough. So what I want you to do, Jeanette, is search your heart and ask yourself, why do I not feel like enough? Why do I feel like I'm missing something? Why do I feel like I need to settle for crappy men? Or what happened to me in my past that made me feel like I'm not enough? That made me feel like I need more, do more, need to look more, need to have more, need to whatever, be more, and I'll do these things in order to be enough. And when you get clear on that, on what changed you that made you not feel enough, you will stop settling for piece of crap people that cheat. You will see the tendencies in a person quickly, that they're like liars or, shifty, or just like not telling the truth. And you will quickly, as soon as when you see that behavior, you'll be like, oh, no, you're a red flag. It's not pink, it's red. I gotta go. And your standards will be so high, and you will stop you'll stop attracting those guys and settling for them. Because the only reason you're settling is because you don't think you're enough. And so you're attracting men that don't think that you're enough, and then they cheat. So God, show me what happened to me that made me feel like I'm not enough? What do I need to forgive? What situations do I need to release? Okay. And you'll be free and truly forgive, right? All right. Desiree said, I wrote down the name of the person that abused me and forgave them, and was like 5 months ago. That was 5 months ago, and I haven't brought it up since. I know. It's forgiveness. Forgiveness gets rid of all trauma, all effects on you. It's really true forgiveness. And true forgiveness comes when you know that the reason someone did something was only because they were hurt. Even a car accident, like they were doing it because they weren't paying attention, but because they probably weren't paying attention because their mind was distracted because they have things going on. Like it's always because another person it's never intentional. No one really ever intentionally does it. Hurt people. It's because they're hurt themselves. So that means they were sinned against. And that means the other person was sinned against them. And it's just, trauma is just the lineage of just sin, unforgiven sin. Right? So I'm glad you did that, Desiree. I recommend this to everybody to do this. Okay. I hope this was helpful.